day then to make Premier League predictions 24-25. There we land, guys. So today I'm going to be doing my Premier League predictions. Yeah, that's basically the gist of the video. Let's see how it ends up. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Relegation, I have Southampton, Ipswich, and Nottingham Forest. I'll do it in order. So I have Southampton finishing in 20th, Ipswich 19th, Nottingham Forest 18th. I just feel like with Southampton, Ipswich, new Premier League experience, maybe they'll be a bit fun, but meh. Southampton, meh. Nottingham Forest, I just feel like the past 2 seasons that they were in the Prem, they just, barely survived, and I just feel like this might be the time they get relegated. Next, we'll do the lower half of the league. In 17th, I have Everton. In 16th, I will say Fulham. 15th, I have Leicester City. 14th, I have Wolverhampton Wanderers. And then in 13th, I have Brentford. Yep. So, with Everton, I just feel like, it's going to be the final season at Goodison Park. I think they'll struggle without Onana, and then maybe in the final home game of the season, that's where they survive. That's how I'm going to say it. Fulham, I feel like the same with Everton. They lost Paulinho. I just feel like Fulham are just going to struggle a little bit, but not like to the extent that they get relegated. Maybe they'll be like mid-table, and then like near like April, May, they'll just like drop and all that, but still survive by the end of the season. 15th, I have Leicester City. Maybe they'll do a great escape. That's literally my reasoning. Leicester will make a great escape. Wolverhampton Wanderers, for me, they're just going to be like win, draw, loss, draw, win, loss. I just feel like Wolves will be inconsistent throughout the season, but survive in the Premier League. As for Brentford, I feel like with Ivan Toney in their team now, I just feel like he'll bring them some goals, and I think they'll improve actually Brentford this season. I think they finished 16th before, so now they're going to finish 13th in my predictions. We'll see if that goes. Next up, we have from 12th to 8th, so basically the teams that more likely miss out on Europe. In 12th, I have Brighton. In 11th, I have Crystal Palace. In 10th, I have Bournemouth. In 9th, I actually have Chelsea. And then I have Aston Villa in 8th. Yeah. So with Brighton, I just feel like, we all know about Brighton. They have a very good young core of players, especially with a new manager who's 31 years old. I just feel like they'll get some time to adjust, but I feel like Brighton will be good this season. I know they finished 11th, and I say they finished 12th. Maybe they'll be a little bit higher, Brighton. But I just feel like Brighton will be alright this season. That's my prediction for them. And then Crystal Palace, for me, I'm not buying into the Crystal Palace hype. I do not think Crystal Palace are this amazing team. Maybe they'll be like in the European spots by Christmas, but I think by the end of the season, they're just going to falter. I just don't think Palace are like amazing in my opinion. Next up in 10th, I have Bournemouth, and that's because I think Ivan Nilsson from FC Porto will replace Dominic Solanke. I think the team is actually good. I think people are rating Palace a lot more than they do Bournemouth, and I feel like Bournemouth will be the team that will be a little bit higher up. So maybe Bournemouth might be a little bit of a dark horse, maybe, if you want to consider that. 9th place is Chelsea, and that's because I just feel like Enzo Maresca isn't that good. If I'm going to be honest, I just feel like there's a lot of inconsistencies with Chelsea, and I just feel like they're just going to same old story the past 1 or 2 seasons really. Aston Villa in 8th. I know they got Champions League football when they had Europe, so why can't they do it again? I just feel like the level of competition from the Conference League to the Champions League, especially an expanded Champions League, you have to play your best players every single game. And I just feel like Aston Villa won't have that consistency. We saw it from last season. There's been times when Aston Villa were a bit shit. So I just feel like Aston Villa will struggle a little bit and will finish in 8th. Now, teams that will miss out on Champions League football. In 7th, I have West Ham. In 6th place, I have Tottenham Hotspur. And in 5th, I actually have Manchester United. For West Ham, I just feel like they're making some good signings, obviously, under Lopetegui, and I just feel like they're going to be pretty good. I think also without any Europe, I think they're going to benefit from that, and I think they'll be, along with Newcastle, will be the teams that benefit from not having Europe and actually pushing forward. And I think some of the signs will be good, but I don't think they'll be good enough to get like Champions League football in, but I'm going to be honest. In 6, I have Tottenham with Ange. Well, I just feel like there'll be ups and downs with Spurs this season. Maybe they'll be consistently good, consistently bad, and I just feel like that'll be for them, for Tottenham. As for Manchester United, even though I have them finishing in 5th, here's a little prediction. I'll make more of the end. So I'm going to say Manchester United are going to win the Europa League, which means that they'll qualify for the Champions League. So actually I'm going to have 5 English clubs in the Champions League for the following season, and Man United will win the Europa League. That will actually qualify them to the Champions League. So that's my prediction for Man United there. I just feel like it'll be I think they'll improve, Man United, but I just feel like there's still going to be that cluster of teams which I'll talk about, and I just feel like they'll drop off a bit, but they have the European competition to contend with, and I think they're going to win it and be motivated to win that, and maybe that might affect a little bit of their form, but if they win the Europa League, they'll get Champions League regardless. So that's what I'm going to say for Man United. Next, I'll just might as well finish up the top 4. In 4th place, I have Liverpool. In 3rd place, I have Newcastle United. In 2nd place, I have Arsenal, and finally, I have Manchester City winning the Premier League. With Liverpool, new manager on his slot, I just feel like there'll be times of should do more, but sometimes I feel like Liverpool will be consistent. They haven't made any signings, so people that are having Liverpool a little bit down, I still think Liverpool will still be good enough to get top 4. Maybe I'll talk about Newcastle maybe now. So for Newcastle United, I just feel like we are, without any European football, I think the team that finished in the top 4 this season, we had no European football. I think now that we have no European football, I think we're going to be better. I think that team that finished top 4 is better than it was. The team now is better than the team that got top 4. That's what I'm trying to say. And obviously, I think transfer business with us, it hasn't been that amazing, but I feel like we will get 1 or 2 signings over the line. I don't know who. I am frustrated with the club. I know, and I do want Eddie Howe sacked. But if he gets us Champions League and win a trophy, then he gets another season for me. But regardless, I do think we'll get top 4. So I feel like Newcastle, Liverpool, Man United, and Spurs will be in around the Champions League fighting spots. You know, when it's April and May in the season, basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And then Arsenal, Man City, I just feel like it'll be same old story. I think Man City will just edge Arsenal once again to the title. I just don't think Arsenal will be, I wouldn't say clinical, but I just don't think they have that specific striker, that main forward for the team. And I feel like Man City will, I wouldn't say wrap up the title, but I feel like they'll win the 5th Premier League in a row. So yeah, those are my predictions for the Premier League season. I'll go with the top goal scorer, Golden Boot, I'll say Erling Haaland. And then best goalkeeper, I'm going to go with David Raya for Arsenal, or the most clean sheets, whatever you want to call it. Most assists, man, I don't know. KDB maybe, or I don't know who else. Maybe if I want to put a Newcastle player, maybe like, I don't know, Bruno Guimaraes or Sandro Tonali, most assists, I don't know. And then let's go with the European, well actually we'll go with the cups first. EFL Cup, I am going to say Manchester City will win the Carabao Cup, and FA Cup I'm going with Newcastle United. But to be honest, I don't really care which cup Newcastle United wins, as long as we win a trophy. That's my main concern this season. So yeah, I'm going Man City to win the Carabao Cup and the Premier League basically, and Newcastle United to win the FA Cup. And then the 3 European competitions, the Conference League, I'm actually going to have Real Betis from Spain to win the Conference League. Europa League, I've already said who's going to win. I'm going to say Man United are going to win the Europa League. And then the Champions League, I am going with a little bit of a bold shout. I am actually going with Internazionale Milano to win the Champions League. Inter Milan, basically, to win the Champions League. So those are basically all my predictions. Let's see how it all ages. Obviously, please do give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. I want to see if I can reach 2,000 subscribers. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one. And there we land. I love that meme so much now.